May profits be upon you. The weekend's about to end. I hope you make sure that you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. All right. I want to get a couple of videos out in preparation for the week ahead. I think this is going to be maybe a little tricky, but I think there's some because this is the first week of the month and the first week of the new quarter, Q3. So things can might seem a little funky until markets decide on a particular bias or trend, right? So with that in mind, if you saw the video that I put out prior yesterday to this one, we went over the individual strengths and weaknesses of each currency. All right, through a look at the currency's futures, right? And I settled on a few that I think are going to be pretty pretty strong candidates for high probability trades. Okay, so first one we're going to look at is New Zealand dollar. I should look at that first because I'm looking at it now. All right, so we're going to look at New Zealand dollar. All right, let's do a top-down approach. All right, just a quick snap of the monthly. What we can see is, if I can get a pointer up here, that would be, yeah, that'll help. Okay, what we can see is price is reached this low point, right? And this low point was the COVID low, March 2020. All right, and we are now in we completed a month and look how that candle closed. I mean, that's just just bearish, and no other word could would be sufficient to it's just bearish. All right, and it's heading down towards that low, and once we start trading below that low, things get really nasty after that, because it's a it's the COVID low, man. The only reason why we got down here is because of a pandemic, and here we are. This is sliding into an impending recession, right? So we've got to be careful. We're heading towards a demand zone, all right, a monthly demand zone that may, I'm expecting some kind of reaction to this zone. All right, but right now we are very bearish on the monthly. Let's look on the weekly. All right, the weekly gives us another look. All right, 3 weeks, 1, 2 very hellish weeks for the New Zealand currency. All right, and again, we are filling this wick in. We are actually filling this wick in, and we finally got below this one. All right, so we are in the extreme of the monthly zone, the monthly demand zone. We are in the extreme of it, and this is a demand zone where the time frames align. All right, the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and all, and we're bearing down. And right now we are in the middle. We're trading from the middle of that zone. What does that mean? Once we break the middle of a zone, it becomes higher probability that the zone will fail. All right, this is where a lot of the transactions take place, and I think that we'll be heading down towards this the monthly demand that I pointed out earlier, and something I didn't point out in that demand. All right, let's go back to the monthly. There is an imbalance before we get to the zone. All right, price, that's a draw on price. All right, and price will want to rebalance that imbalance, and that's right below that wick. Okay, so I think we have a draw to get down lower. All right, let's go to the daily. what do we see on the daily? All right, I have some zones here. All right, now you can see from, let me use this, from this this low to that lower high, to that lower low, to that lower high, we see we have an established daily downtrend, right? And we're breaking these lows, all right, and protecting the highs, all right? So price pulls up here and then has a dramatic impulse to the downside. So I am expecting this, just like we had a once we broke this low, once we broke that structural low there, all right, that's the swing produced a retracement into this trading range, all right, into the premium part of this trading range. All right, now this is the new trading range, right? And this becomes the bottom once we break the low. All right, but these pullbacks are daily. The swing is down here, and we haven't even established that swing just yet. Once we break that low, we're waiting for the low to get there. So right now, this is the low of the trading range that I have here. This is the high of it. This is the equilibrium. This is the trading range. All right, this leg of structure, and I'm looking for price to correct that move exactly like it did here, and exactly as it did earlier. In a downtrend, that's what you look for. You look for price to break the low, correct, and then make a new lower low, correct, make a new lower low, and I'm waiting for the correction. All right, preferably we want that correction to be at the 50% or better, 50% better or better retracement. Right, and that would put my eyeballs on this zone right here, this supply, because it is part of a flip here from demand. We see the reaction, see the pull up, the extreme of this reaction, and then price pummels through. Usually, when price revisits these areas in that leg of structure, we get we can look for the establishment of the lower high. If it gets past this one, I'll be looking here. All right, this will be the first one I'll look at. All right, and you got to qualify these supply zones, right? So if we go down to the 4-hour, this is my last chart for this video. Move this on over. Again, this is my trading range from the daily. Okay, if I can just get in a closer picture here, what I want you to see, if I can get if I can get that back. Oh snap! All right, so price is down here. Again, I have it outlined, the larger demand zone that we're in. All right, we found this zone, this 4-hour zone that price is barreling into right now. Do I think this zone will hold? We don't know. What happens is when price made this low, broke that low, pulled back, broke that low, pulled back, it actually pulled back above that last high, that last pullback high. All right, that's giving me a clue. That the price is changing character. All right, it may represent the beginning of the pullback. All right, now price pulled back, broke that high. All right, moved down and then took that high with a sweep. All right, and then we had these 3 4-hour candles to the downside. I don't think this, I have doubts whether this will hold. I have doubts whether this will hold. If we would have got a break and close of a candle body above that high, I would have more faith in it, but I don't have the top faith in this low here. I'm not sure so sure it holds. And like I said, there is a draw on price here in this gap, all right, a fair value gap. So I'm looking for this to fail. I'm looking for price to continue down lower. If we get a pullback, I'll be looking in this zone, this area here, all right, and this is a daily zone, and if I refined it, I'd be looking up around this area here. All right, so if price does pull back, if price does pull back up here, maybe we get bearish price action. All right, if we get this, because this is an unmitigated zone that actually swept on the way down. All right, and we moved up, we pulled up past the pullback high. So as soon as it does that, your eyes have to go here. All right, and you want to see if this low will hold. All right, it did get a break and close above this one, but it didn't break this zone here, this supply zone. All right, we went deeper into it and finally had an internal break to the downside. So I don't have a lot of faith in this one, but we want to see if we get bullish price action here. All right, take the steps one at a time. All right, if we see bullish price action here, I'm looking for price to come up here, all right, where it has already swept. And if it gets through this zone and comes up here, we may be seeing the beginnings of the pullback above this the 50% area for the higher time frame trading range. All right, but we have to see things in steps first. Survive this. Give me some bullish price action here. All right, and then we'll see if price comes up to the top of this trading range, it gives us bearish price action, or does it break this zone? We have to see. We have to see. I am bearish. I am looking for shorts. Make no mistake about that. If price gives us a break of internal structure to the upside, which would be here, all right. If price gives us a break and close above that, I will definitely, my eyes will come back down here, and I will be looking for the bullish zone that is left here. All right, the bullish order block there, and I'll be looking for price to continue higher. Does that make sense? You don't want to take, I don't want to take, from a swing perspective, I don't want to take a long from here into this. All right, my limit would be here for an intraday trade. All right, I don't want to take a long into this because it could get smacked down easy, because this is an unmitigated zone. It can get smacked down. All right, so put some limits on your expectations. All right, this would also be counter trend. All right, so it's not the highest probability. The highest probability is to go with your trend, which is bearish, and that's what I'll be looking for. So let's see what we get here first. All right, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next video. Do check out my outlook video for the FX individual futures. All right, so we can gauge whether something is strong or weak over the last week or month. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.